Book Besties. Cheers to 2025, to new books, to unhauling books, to new bookshelves, all of the things that I am going to be doing in this video today. You already saw the chaos that I'm sitting in the midst of. This is probably not going to be a one-day project. It is easily going to be a 2 or 3 day for me because as a Christmas gift and New Year's start, I got all 4 of my wisdom teeth pulled. I still feel swollen. I still feel like I'm in a lot of pain on this side, so I'm still trying to take it easy and not talk too much. So this is going to be a lot of watching me recreate my shelves. I have new decor to put up. I got a new shelf for Christmas that's across the room, so all of the TBR books are going to now go over to the other shelf, and I just have a lot more space now to get a lot more creative and to display books that I want to display. I think before I get into all of the organizing and decorating, let's just go over really quickly what I so far have to unhaul, because that's going to require the most talking for me right now, and I'd like to just get that over with. Don't want the stack to fall, so I'm trying to just drag it over. Alright, so here's the unhaul pile that I have so far. All of these will either go up on my Pango shop, or if they're like a good book and in really good condition, I hold them to do like blind book type of giveaways, usually on my Patreon. So that's what's gonna happen to these books. I do make sure that all books get a good home. And I'm gonna go through these super quickly because, again, the less talking the better for me right now. Waiting for Spring. I did already read this. I just do not have any desire to continue in the series. It was really cute, but I don't see the sense in holding on to it because I'm not gonna continue. Then there's quite a few cozy mysteries. I don't feel it necessary to hold on to all these cozies that are unread when I literally read like 3 a year anyways. On What Grounds? Murder in the Paperback Parlor. If you guys see one that you're like, Jordan, trust me, that is like a 5-star book, please tell me so I don't get rid of it. I did not go look these up on Goodreads. I just kind of emotionally decided on which books to unhaul. Murder by the Book and The Christmas Cookie Killers and The Man Who Died Twice. I read the first book and it was good. I just, again, am like, I don't ever feel drawn to continue that series, and I know that that breaks a lot of people's hearts, but it's just my opinion, so I don't think I'm gonna hold on to the second one either. The Truth According to Ember. This was an Aardvark book that they sent me. I did not pick it. They just offered to send me some books. I'm sure Aardvark is like a really cool box subscription. I know they have some awesome perks, and I really appreciated that they were kind enough to send me some books, but they didn't really listen to my reading taste, so I'm literally getting rid of every book, but I will make sure that they find another good home so that it's not wasted. Love and Luck. I'm just not super into YA anymore. I don't think I'll ever feel drawn to pick this book up, so it's gonna go. This one's a little surprising. Red Queen. As a fantasy and romantasy lover, I struggle a little bit to unhaul this one, but it's just one that's been on my shelf pretty much the longest. It's been there for like 10 years. When a book's out on your shelf for that long, odds are you're never going to pick it up. Done and Dusted. I was very excited about this book and then just read some reviews that made me realize I probably won't really love it. I don't know. This one's a hard one. I could be convinced otherwise with this book, but for right now, it's going in the unhaul pile. Station 11 is another one that's been on my shelf for probably almost 10 years. I will never read this book. I actually think that if I read it, I'd probably really enjoy it because I love like unique sci-fi end of the world type of stuff, but I just don't really feel drawn to that hardly ever. Again, it's just been on my shelf too long. It's time to go. Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. I'm only getting rid of this one because I ended up getting it in paperback with the blue sprayed edges, and I will 100% more likely read a paperback than a hardcover. I do not need 2 copies of the same book when it's one that I haven't even read yet. Circling the Sun. This is just like a super random historical fiction. I don't know. It's going bye-bye. Finley Donovan, Knocks 'Em Dead. This is another series. It is the sequel to Finley Donovan is Killing It. I didn't love that book as much as I feel like everyone else loved that book. It was funny, it was cute, but it stressed me out so much. I just don't think that it's for me, and I've actually heard that the books get worse and worse, and so since I didn't even love the first one, I'm just kind of like, why am I holding on to the second? I do use the first one as a display, so I'm gonna keep it because of the color of it, but I will not continue this series. And Sarah's low-key, this is just another like really random historical fiction that I got at a used bookstore. It's just kind of in like really old beat up shape. I've had it for years. I do not know why I bought it. Probably when I was in a little bit of a historical fiction kick, and it was probably like 50 cents, but that's not a reason to like get a book and stick it on my shelf and let it sit there for literally years. So hopefully this can go to someone who's actually going to read it. And that is what I have unhauled for now, but I'm hoping as I take books and relocate them, I will be able to unhaul a few more and cut my TBR down. I think that's it. I'm literally in excruciating pain, so I'm gonna stop talking for a little while and get to work on this library room. I cannot wait to show you guys the finished product and some of my ideas and like the little decor that I got. It's so cute. It's so me. It is so on brand for me. I don't think I've been so excited about my shelves in a long time. I managed to get all of the books from the TBR shelf onto the new TBR shelf. Broke a few nails along the way. That took so much longer than I expected, but I did switch it up a little bit. Before I had it in like rainbow shelf type of style, but that was so difficult to maintain anytime I added a new book. So what I did differently here is the top shelf is now my 25 of 2025 TBR, so like those top priorities for the year, and then the rest are broken down by genre. So we have like the fantasy and romantasy, and then romance, and then historical fiction is all at the bottom. And so now it'll be so much easier when I'm like, oh, I'm in the mood for romance, let me just go to the romance shelf. Kind of like when you're book shopping. So that's literally all I've accomplished. I am in pain, I'm over it, and I have so much more to do. So I don't know how much more I'm actually going to do today. We'll just see what happens. Day 2 of this library makeover. I actually ended up doing so much more yesterday than I expected. I am literally loving these shelves right now. Also, I found just a couple more books that I'm unhauling, so hold please, let me grab those. Sadly, these are not off my TBR shelf. These are primarily books that I already read, so it's not really helping me narrow down the TBR, but at least it's a few less books in my room. The first one is Misery. If you watched my reading vlog where I stayed in a tent overnight and read this, then you're not surprised at all that I'm unhauling this book. I think that the writing was super creative, super clever, but it is definitely not my type of a book, so I'll pass this on to someone who would love it. And Filthy Rich Vampire, I made it probably 10% into this book and just knew it was not for me. I don't even know what it was. It just wasn't what I expected it to be, and I had literally zero desire to keep going. The Grace Year. This is actually one that I read and enjoyed, but I guess not enough to keep on my shelf. Like, I would never reread this. A lot of books I save for like when my children grow up and I want them to like read some of these books, or they're books that I know I'll lend out a lot, and this just isn't either one of those. I'm glad I read it, but I just didn't care enough to like keep it on my shelf. You already saw me unhaul the second book to this one, and that is Thursday Murder Club. I don't see the sense in me keeping the first book. It was good, glad I read it once, but it can go to someone who will appreciate it a little bit more than I do. And this last one, I feel like a lot of you are gonna be really mad, surprised, disappointed to see me get rid of. I read it, I liked it. I actually read it with my Patreon, so it was a book club pick. I had way higher expectations for it than it delivered for me. I have zero desire to continue in the series, even though I know you guys say book 2 is better, but the whole point of 2025 is that I'm going to read the books that I feel drawn to, that I'm excited about picking up, or books I already own. So I'm sorry, I'm not sorry, but I'm getting rid of One Dark Window. I know this one is pretty loved and hyped. It just isn't loved and hyped by me. While I'm here in like this exact spot, this picture of Terracin from Throne of Glass above me, I definitely ordered that, printed that, and was super excited about it last summer. And I said that I was gonna get the Valeris picture to go with it. Your girl finally ordered that. By the end of this video, I will have that hanging here too. Okay, I think that's it. Okay friends, I think that I'm ready to do the reveal. This ended up taking me like 4 days, I think. I'm finally starting to feel a little bit better in my mouth though, so that's a win. Before I reveal it to you guys though, I have to show you, I did a little bit of unexpected shopping when I went to Hobby Lobby. I needed to get a frame for my 4th wing shelf, which you're gonna see. I kind of accidentally bought a couple more things that I could not pass up that are so perfect for my space here. This blanket was actually from Walmart. I have been, just like most people, really loving cowboy romance, especially now that I live in Tennessee. I've always loved country music. It just feels necessary that I incorporate some of that cowgirl vibe into the girly aesthetic that I've got going in my room. It says, "You're the ye to my haul." How could I not get this? You will see the Valeris picture is finally up, so I'll show you a close-up of that. But at Hobby Lobby, I found this adorable bow pillow. This was literally made for Jordan. I saw it and was like, that has to come home with me. I think it accidentally got lost and ended up at the store because it was supposed to be at my house. And then this item I did not need, but I needed. Look at this lamp. Are you kidding? Nostalgia, girly, say less. It had to come home with me too. Oh, and the only thing that you're gonna notice on the 4th wing shelf, that there is a spot that looks empty. Obviously, I'm gonna get both editions of Onyx Storm, so I'm gonna have room for those, but I have a stuffed dragon coming. It should be here in just a few days, so that is gonna go in this like empty spot on the 4th wing shelf. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it and you have not hit subscribe yet, please consider hitting that subscribe button and sticking around. I hope that your books are amazing, and I will see you guys in the next video. Go read a book.